Hey Pisces, it's your girl, the Immoral Oracle, and I am here today, don't tell Cancer, to tell you that July is not actually Cancer season. It's yours. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm not an astrologer, but I'm someone who loves stars, and I find them useful for studying energies, okay? The planets Neptune and Jupiter are your planets, Pisces, okay? You rule them. And they're going to both be in retrograde in July. What does this mean for you? Well, I've pulled a few cards and we're going to go ahead and jump into it in a minute, okay? But before we do that, I want you to think about where you were December of 2020 in your life, okay? That could be generally, that could be where you were working, where you were spending your time, who you were spending it with, what that was like and what you were feeling, okay? Because what's going to be going on between July and October for you is going to be heavily related to something that started then. And that could be a wound or a wish or both, okay? So, without further ado, let's get into this reading and see what it is that you might be really starting or working on for yourself in these next few months, aka Pisces season. All right, so the theme is going to be sex, kiss, hug. This is the dream deck. Face and embrace all parts of yourself, okay? This card is saying that the thing you're going to be needing to work on has a lot to do with accepting and loving you for who you are, okay? Just flat out. Face and embrace all parts of yourself. So that also says, no person is perfect, not even Pisces, although you're probably pretty close. But all jokes aside, something about looking at all aspects of yourself, maybe what stands in your way, maybe behaviors or habits you don't like, maybe just flat out like not great characteristics that you want to change, okay? The tarot energy that came in under that is High Priestess. This is from the Good Tarot. So part of this theme for you, part of this facing and embracing parts of yourself have to do with High Priestess energy. Pisces are naturally intuitive and ethereal creatures, right? By the way, so this influence also kind of gives that to everybody else in the collective, but sort of takes that away from you. And why it does that is right here. It's so that you can go within and really hear the quiet of your own intuition. Really get in touch with the truth of yourself and your soul, okay? To really listen to you and to whatever intuitions that you ignore oftentimes in your life. Not that dreaming isn't a superpower, but retrograde is going to help you really see clearly to the truth of matters, okay? Clarification for High Priestess were Six of Swords. What is it? Knight of Swords. Sorry. Strength. And Eight of Wands. Okay. All right. Something about this intuition is leading you away from and or towards something, okay? Something that you want. Something that you want to do, create, be, or something that you want to shed, or maybe that you need to, okay? Something you need to let go of and move towards energetically in some other way. Knight of Swords, okay? This is going to be saying that this impact with facing and embracing yourself and High Priestess, it's going to be giving you a clearer, more logical and determined ability to really see into the truth of things, to really communicate what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you need, okay? And it's gonna start with yourself, but processes like that are always in order to help us be able to do it with other people, right? So that's cool. High Priestess is talking about strength, okay? So the thing about strength is it's all the typical things that this card represents, like strength, endurance, courage, okay? So this is saying you're going to need it to get through it, but also this card, it talks about the reason that the woman is always with the lion is docile with her, is that there's actually power in vulnerability, okay? So there's great strength, power, vulnerability, and support from Neptune and Jupiter for you right now to really be gentle with yourself and other people, okay? That's also coming in here to kind of tell you whatever it is you're leaving or moving towards, to do it with love, to do it with gentleness. 8 of Wands. Okay, yes, this can be talking about a message, and with Knight of Swords coming in, maybe you need to be like communicating something to someone, or at least to yourself in an honest way, okay? But also, 8 of Wands is the passionate movement forward of your own internal self, like sustenance, like whatever is spiritual for you, or whatever lights you up, or whatever you feel like your purpose is, if you believe in things like that. For a lot of the Pisces collective, this is going to heavily influence that, okay? This High Priestess, facing and embracing all parts of yourself. All right, so for the focus, you guys got the Bridge. Stay strong and remain connected to what is important to you, okay? And with this 6 of Swords, the focus, this is just beautiful because the bridge is here for you to cross over, to move towards and away from something, okay? So that's beautiful. The tarot energy for that was 6 of Earth, 6 of Pentacles, okay? This is a lot of things for different members of the Pisces collective. This is an energy of equal give and take. This can also be an energy of being like charitable, being kind in giving or receiving, whichever it is that you need to be doing. I'm going to say for Pisces collective, it's probably going to be less giving and more receiving, because you guys tend to be overgivers in your dreamy states, right? But this is also just talking about balancing up, okay? Balancing up in some way. And because of the way that Elk is here, it's also something about like, in a material way, it's going to be about learning about or moving towards or creating a life that you can trust in, a life that you, what's the word? Because Elk has everything they need through different seasons. It's like trusting that you've got what you need, something like that. That you'll have what you need, okay? Clarifying energies for that are Queen of Swords, 6 of Wands, and the Hanged Man, okay? So 6 of Wands is a success and victory energy, okay? This is your own internal life force and strength propelling you and pushing you. It's also 2 sixes, just by the way. Propelling you and pushing you towards really just getting a balanced and logical sense of your surroundings, of the people and situations in your life, of what's really going on under the surface for you, okay? And really just something about, with all of this air, it just keeps talking about communicating, okay? But clearly. And the Hanged Man is an energy, so communicating what? Communicating a shift in your own perspective. Like I said, this could be an internal process, an external process, or both, okay? Like you're doing it with yourself to learn to do it with other people. But Hanged Man energy isn't just about waiting and suspension, okay? He is hanging there to work with High Priestess intuition energy, to work with what he's sensing, seeing, and knowing, okay? What he's feeling driven and led to for success. It's about sitting there until he feels like he sees it differently, okay? And in this deck, I love the way they have it because he's just like staring at the sky, and this it's the moon. But he's like seeing it differently because he kind of tipped back, right? So something about that. There's something that this shift is going to help you see more clearly in order to just balance up in your life in some way and move forward successfully with what you need, with what you want. Okay, so the growth is going to be cell phone. Polish your communication skills. I didn't really look at these ahead of time, but that's funny. Swords. So something about this growth for you, okay? Like I was saying with High Priestess, it's like getting in touch with, getting honest with yourself, okay? And also Neptune really rules like mysticism and spirituality. So even if you're not someone who's been into that in the past, you may really find yourself going there these next few months because you're looking for information. You're like, you want to talk. Okay, King of Earth was the tarot energy for cell phone. So just like I was seeing with the Six of Earth and like the balancing up, the successfully moving forward to have something you want, well, what is it? It's whatever it is stability for you, okay? It is being in a position where you're grounded, which is huge for Pisces because you guys are just all the water, you know? And really sinking into King of Pentacles energy, it's like he has moved and learned through his minor and major in his suit to really understand not only his place in the world and what he deserves and gets, because he knows he deserves it, but he's really able to, emotionally speaking, really do what's best for his kingdom. And he's obviously included in his kingdom, right? But he does it like with emotions aside, okay? And so he's not doing it in a way, because he's a king, he's mastered this, he's not doing it in a way where he's pushing it down, ignoring it, or fantasizing or whatever. He's really done it, okay? And the gains from that, the growth from that, is he gets to feel secure, stable, luxurious if he wants, whatever that means for you. He's also the king of the forest for my more witchy friends out there, if any of you are Pisces. Okay, and his clarifying energies are Two of Pentacles, the Lovers, Five of Pentacles, and the World in reverse. Okay, what that tells me. Clarifying for King of Earth and polish your communication skills. Okay, so Two of Pentacles in a lot of decks is about juggling or you know, having sort of your ideas for manifestation go two ways at once, and that could be an energy for this, so I'll acknowledge it. But in this deck, the way they depict her, she's still moving up the stairs, like she's still making the progress, even if she hasn't quite balanced that out yet. Okay, balanced what? The Lovers. This is a vast collective message, either specifically a like romantic relationship or just generally internally with this High Priestess energy. This is a balancing up of the masculine and feminine energies within. This is feeling harmonized and able to give and receive with others, because within yourself you feel love. You are love, like you know that, right? Okay. The Five of Pentacles coming after energies like that tells me that like the step back in the Two of Pentacles, if she were to do that, it's going to be because you're not feeling okay with something about yourself. Like you could feel left out in the cold in a relationship or job or something like that, sure. But this is such an internal process for Pisces that I'm seeing this as you deject yourself when you don't balance up this Lover's energy within, okay? And so that's gonna kind of be like King of Earth's underlying opportunity for growth, if you will. Really just getting into that. Where does it come from? What is it? Okay, so the World in reverse can be a couple of things. It could literally mean like not completing something, like if we're talking about a relationship or a job you were thinking about leaving or whatever it is, like not completing that, not doing that. It also could just be spirit making jokes because whatever you guys are starting won't really cycle around and complete until July of 2022, astrologically speaking. But also, this can just talk about something that doesn't like bind you. Like it doesn't, I'm trying to think how I see it into words. Because upright, the world is always about endings and beginnings. So for some of you, this is going to be about learning to be in some kind of stasis with something. Like where it can be both things at once, and that's just okay because you're secure in you. Something like that, okay? I'm also getting a side note now that I'm looking at the picture, because in this card, she's like in a doorway and the stars are behind her, but it's like something about maybe you won't walk through the door that you thought, or something like that. Maybe while you're balancing this out and getting this perspective, the growth will be to just go in a very different direction, okay? I'm going to get a wisdom of the oracle for you guys, and then we will wrap this up. Again, if you have anything that you want to share in the comments, on my channel I am trying to create a community where all of us support each other. You want to tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, definitely do give it a like if you did. Okay? Sorry, I'm going to get one more because that's very close to High Priestess energy. Okay. Like I was saying here, for some of you, this really is something with a relationship, okay? But soulmates are not always of a romantic nature, so keep that in mind. Okay, you got deep knowing, soulmates, and loyal heart. Oh, I see, with the world in reverse. Okay, so Spirit's final advice for these next few months, unless this video does well, and then I'll do a follow-up as the energy continues, okay? Spirit is saying something here about really getting still, really getting a correct perception on what relationships in general mean and are in your life, okay? This is going to be for collective who tends to end up feeling dejected a lot, okay? But you're doing that yourself. So deep knowing is saying, like, get within. Soulmates and loyal heart, I'm going to read these together. No, I'm not, sorry. Soulmates is talking about, for those of you that really feel led and go through this process and find that a relationship that you are wanting or already in is in fact not toxic, okay? Because you're going to get the clarity on whether or not it is. And you're going to get the clarity on whether or not some of that's you also, just straight up. But this is talking about, for those people, you might not end it, even if you think you will, okay? Something like that. But also, this is just talking about recognizing, I'm getting like Six of Cups vibes, so recognizing where you can connect with people that love and support you in healthy ways, just to enjoy, okay? Joy a lot of times helps shake off this, energy, right? That's gonna be important. Something about learning how to speak up, because you need connections in your life, right? Everybody does. Loyal heart, this is a couple things. This is about, first of all, Spirit wouldn't let me read it together because this is talking about, first and foremost, being loyal to yourself, to your own heart, to whatever this process and growth finds you. Be real with that. Honor it, okay? Because otherwise it's just going to come back around next July and Spirit's going to be like, you didn't learn this last time, guys, okay? So lean into it. But also with soulmate, how I was talking about recognizing relationships that are healthy and determining that they're safe for you, lean into them. Allow people to love you, and it's okay to give your loyalty to the right people, okay? But a lot of this process because Neptune is going to also bring to light like lies and deceit and just ways that people haven't treated you very well, Pisces. It's going to lead to a lot of discernment on how you can figure out where your loyalty is actually deserved. Okay? Something like that. That's it for this message. I'll see you next time.